So if you clicked this video, I assume you saw the most recent chapter of Verses. And in that chapter, we saw a new demon lord, and specifically a female demon lord that all the other demon lords we've seen in the series so far seem to either fear her or hate her. And I thought the very interesting thing about this new character we just got is we saw that there was a human servant right behind her. And so in this video, I want to talk about who this person is, because after going back and reading the earlier chapters, I was able to find out exactly who this guy is, and the incredible foreshadowing that was telling us what was going to happen to this guy. We literally see here in chapter 1 that this hero Fecasio had failed to defeat the 23rd Demon King, and it literally states that they were captured as a lab animal. To be honest, I have no idea how they would know that they were a lab animal. Is their reconnaissance and scouts that good that they would know exactly what's going on in the castle? It's kind of hard to believe, but maybe it's like magic something something. So basically now we know exactly who this guy is and why he's there. But the very interesting thing about this whole situation is he doesn't seem hurt or like they did any experiments on him. But who knows, maybe that female demon really does have like some insanely terrifying power, or maybe some mind controlling kind of spells or something along those lines. However, I have a hunch that she's actually going to have asked him to enter into her service and become her servant, or maybe like die, or maybe she was actually nice to them, because she seems like that kind of character that might like a bunch of human toys, or I don't know how to explain it, but she seems like she likes to play castle and everything. She likes to drink a bunch of tea. She's not necessarily like super violent. So she might be nice, but with a mean streak if you cross her. So either she's dark, cruel and twisted and she mind controls people, which would not surprise me given her appearance, which is kind of eerie. She looks human, but not quite. But still, I'm sure a lot of guys are still going to be simping for her. I think the best series really do have the most complex villains. So it's not like, oh, you're this kind of person, so you're automatically bad. It's usually a lot more detailed and entertaining if there's depth to the villains and they have like reasons why they do what they do, and it's not just like a whim. So I hope she's one of those villains or member of the demons that actually thinks for herself and does her own thing. And all demons are not all bad, just for the sake of being evil. Hopefully, there's a bit of nuance about some of these characters. And I think we've already kind of seen that in Jashi, and that's why he's one of my favorite characters. He could have chosen to kill the main character, but he saw no purpose in it. So that's kind of my hope when it comes to her. She's definitely going to need some crazy kind of power in order to deal with Bakuzan? No, it's not Bakuzan. Whatever this giant king's name was, I can't quite remember just now. But he is definitely on a higher power level than most of these regular demon lords. Like way higher, I think. Even though Jashi is like one of my favorite characters in the series, I didn't really feel like he was going to threaten this leader of all the titans, the chief. I had thought that the chief would be disaster level god, but at this point, it's kind of an open question. Disaster level god, like I assume not by One Punch Man standards though. Maybe like in terms of like he could be a threat to all of humanity if they had no superpowers. But against all these demons and all these people with powers and stuff like that, I don't really know if he's going to be disaster level god. But he definitely still could be. As for Jashi and those guys, I think they're like dragon level or cadre easily. And so yeah, the power creep and the power levels in this series are just insane. And it really just goes to show how humans, even the main character with his plot armor and his main character power-ups, has zero chance, which is a very unique and cool idea in my opinion. These people actually have to come up with a plan and tactic to deal with enemies that are many times stronger than they will ever be. It makes the stakes feel higher, and it also adds a touch of realism where you know that nothing is guaranteed. And not to mention, in this series, a lot of like characters are dying in very shocking ways, which is not really a thing we've seen in the series of One in the past. So yeah, I definitely think that One might have been inspired by this insanely successful series like Jujutsu Kaisen and Game of Thrones and all the other series where crazy, like shocking things happen. I don't know how I feel about that, but so far I am really enjoying the series. I'm going to be covering every chapter that comes out, as well as just making a bunch of theories and breakdowns of the series. So yeah, definitely drop a follow if you're interested in that. And with that said, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.